because I've got allergies. Haven't had that all my life until last year. So, you know, I really believe that when you want to do something for the Lord, the devil's going to come along and try to trip you up some way. That's the way it's always been and always will be. But I thank the Lord for being here tonight. It's been a long time since I've been here. Been a lot happened in my life since I've been here, you know, and the Lord's still good to me regardless of what's come down the road. And I had a couple messages on my mind, and I thought, Lord, you just lead me. And He does that, you know, whenever I think I'm going to preach something, and I think I'm going to preach something else, then He always gives me something, the thing that I need to preach on while I'm sitting here most of the time. And that's what I depend on, because without Him, I am nothing. Without Him, I could do nothing. And without Him, I wouldn't even breathe. Amen. So I thank the Lord for being here. And I thought the brother was talking, and I could see the honesty and the sincerity in his voice and his counter, his face. I could see it there. You know, you may not know people very well, but you can always feel that presence. I thank the Lord because I've already felt the presence of the Lord since I've been here. And I thank Him for that. But I thought about, he was talking about congestive heart failure. About 4 years ago, Sister Edith, I had a heart attack and still was up in Bloomington, Indiana. And you said I could talk as long as I wanted to, but I won't keep you forever. But anyway, I had a heart attack. It was in March. And I still was at work, and I went to get up, which I had trouble before, but I never went hard to go to the doctor because they always said they couldn't find nothing wrong with me, and I just got tired and fed up with them, so I thought, well, I'll just weather out this storm. But anyway, I got up one morning, and my legs, I was losing my legs, and I couldn't walk, and so, you know, steel was gone, so my children lived close by, and I'm so thankful for my children because they're saved. Yes. Set on this good way, but I called Louie up, my son-in-law, and I said, Louie, honey, I said, you're going to have to come over here and pray for me. I said, you and Tammy? I said, I'm bad off. Well, here he come. I don't know how they got over there so fast. But anyway, he called Steele, and he said, I think you need to come home. They put me in the hospital, and I was in bad shape. Bad shape. Well, Steele come in from Bloomington. Now, I remember being in that hospital room, and I was laying there, and I want to tell you something. I was leaving this life. Not a doubt in my mind that I wasn't going to leave this life. But the main thing is to be ready to go when it comes. You know, perfect love casts out fear. But I thought I was laying there, and then all of a sudden Steele was there because I was out of it, you know. And the nurses come in, and they thought I was dead that one night. And I'm going to try, I didn't know he was going to have a camera. But anyway, the nurses come in, and they thought I was gone because they had me hooked up. But anyway, Steele was standing there, and the next day, you know, he was there, and there was just, people were praying for me, and I know they were, but Steele and I were in the room. And I'll never forget it as long as I live. I remember